What the 2020? Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to McMoTV.
I'm C-Mac.
And I'm K-Mo.
And if this is your first time here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. On this episode, we will be checking in just with everything going on in the world right now. A lot of lives lost. Just COVID. This year, 2020 is
definitely
very, very much one for the books.
2020 has definitely brought things to us that I don't think we thought we would ever see.
I know,
and the losses and just the realities that we faced. It's causing a lot of us to take just a second look at everything around us and reevaluate what we're doing. And
definitely reevaluate what you're doing. Definitely reevaluating the people that's in your life. Understanding who's important to you and what relationships you want to nurture and who you want to spend the rest of your time on this earth with and what you want to do with that time. So, I mean, 2020 is a weird year, but I can't say that it hasn't taught me just a lot about
no, that's true.
Different things and just, I don't know, it's different.
I think it has been beneficial, even though it has been filled with a lot of just struggle, I think that it has been beneficial in that it's caused us to reflect more, and we're starting to find value in just the little things again.
For sure. But for me, one of the positive things that came out of 2020 is that I realized that I really don't need an office type job where I have to get it, which I've always known that I'm, I want to move towards business and having a business type of income where, I just kind of run my own time and just kind of do my own thing. But I think definitely with working remote right now, I'm like, why did I ever go inside the office?
What made me ever think that I had to spend all my day in somebody else's building in order to benefit them, earn income? It just doesn't make sense. Yeah. I think that we've all learned that. I think the businesses have learned that too.
Yeah, but I think that there are businesses that have opened back up and they do have people inside of their offices. And even our company, they were talking about just
true.
What did they say? Some test offices, they're having people reopen to see how that works. And I'm like, for what?
Right. What is the
purpose?
I know that they want to keep people in the office in order to make sure that people stay focused. But for people like me and you who have, we don't need that oversight. Yeah. We know what you need us to do. We got your back. We want to do it. We want to help you out, and we're meticulous about our work. We take pride in what we do, so you're going to get what you need. So
yeah, no, I definitely don't. And it made me, probably after this, if we're in the office, we're going back into the office, I'm probably gonna try to look for something remote.
I don't think. I think I would never.
Hey, what's going on? Can I just permanently be remote?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to ask for too. Permanent, being remote, permanent. As long as I'm showing that my quality of work doesn't falter, I'll come into the office once, maybe twice every other week.
Possibly.
Other than that, you don't need to see me.
Right.
I'm there if you need me on video.
No, I agree. But I mean, even. Just our health system, I'm like, what is going on?
Topic number 2, health system. Let's talk about that for real.
Man, and then the fact that just still do not even have the whole COVID-19 situation under control. It's just like,
what the?
and then I know that, it's kind of, it's on us as the people as well who we won't stay inside. And I mean, we have, even when you have done it for 5 months straight, it's kind of at the 6th month, you're like, all right, I'm ready to get up and go. I'm ready to do something.
So you expect our healthcare system to have at least made some type of progress in keeping us safe, giving us the right information, telling us how and when we can move and not get sick. But it just seems like, I mean, I know you're not a news person, but I do watch the news a lot, and even watching the news is confusing. This person says do it this way, that person says do it another way. The government tells you to be safe, but then wants you to send your kids back to school. And I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And then the healthcare system is like, The healthcare system doesn't really know. They're telling you directly, we haven't had enough time to study this. We can't tell you for sure.
Okay, and in 2020, we've lost some phenomenal people. I mean, Kobe Bryant, top of the year. That was a crazy loss.
Where were you? Where were you when you heard that?
What, you talking about when Kobe died?
Yeah.
I do remember where I was. I was in South Carolina when it happened. I remember my cousin. She had texted me. One of my cousins texted me. She said, "Oh my God, my sweet cousin, I just want you to know that I love you." And not that she hasn't told, like, she don't tell me she loved me, but it was just it was the way it was worded, and it was random. I'm like, "I love you too, but what's going on?"
Right.
And she was like, "Kobe just passed, and he was with a baby girl in an airplane." I'm like, "What?" It was so shocking because I was just like, it was just so random.
Yeah, it was. And I remember where I was too. And it was crazy because I was in the gym. I was literally in the gym doing a rep.
Because you saying that, like, a lot of, you saw like guys there just like, you know,
the gym got it was the most eerie thing all the way. You know how in the gym you can hear the everything just started to get quiet.
Yeah.
And then I finished my rep and I looked up and all these grown men are standing there, like, you can see like shock on their face.
Right.
And I'm looking up and I start to look at the television and read the caption because of course, and then they showed the helicopter and then I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh. And when I say grown men were crying in the gym, it hit them like deep. So that was a big one. That's still a big one. I still feel it when I see him, when I see him and his daughter.
Family and just like how his wife is like coping and this. That's so funny. And then we lost so many people to COVID and we were getting sick from that. And then John Lewis died.
John Lewis, oh my goodness.
And very recently, Chadwick Boseman died. Like,
just yesterday.
Like,
it's okay. What the 2020? What else is gonna get thrown at us?
I know, but it's crazy because you can't even say, I'm so ready for this year to be done, because that isn't guaranteed that 2020 is going to be like the best year ever. It's just so weird. You're just kind of like, you're just kind of pacing it, trying to, you know, make sure that you're on the right path and whatever.
But like you said, we have to take our lessons. Maybe we're being taught this year. Maybe the world is being taught lessons this year so that we can reap our rewards next year. And I try to stay positive and thinking about it that way. Like maybe we're being taught how to be grateful for each other. We're experiencing a year of loss, a year of struggle, a year of devastation in some ways, and a year of big changes when it comes to policies, our environment, government, and just the way we normally run our lives. And I'm just hoping that next year we're going to be able to look back at this year and be like, oh, okay, now it's running so smoothly. Maybe our environment will become 100% digital. We'll have more productivity. Maybe we'll be closer with our friends and families because now we know what it's like to have some of them lost.
Yeah.
And our children will have seen 2020 go by, so they'll value their parents more. Their parents are now homeschooling, so kids will value that more. You know, maybe we can pull out a lot of positives from this year. It's just right now while we're in the month.
I definitely
it's hard
that
while
you
we're
can.
in it.
Yeah, you can definitely pull out a lot of positives. I mean, it's been a crazy year for me, and just like, I still feel grateful, you know, I still feel that I have my health, my life, and I have my family who I love and adore, and, you know, their health is intact. And I mean, I have a job still, like, there's so much like positive that is going on in my life in particular. So I just feel like,
just happy to be here.
Yeah, you know.
And grateful for the people that we have around us.
And, you know, it's 2020. In 2020, I was supposed to go to Thailand, and I was supposed to go to Bali, and I had to cancel that trip, and it was like sucky at first, but I mean, it's okay. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not the end of the world.
Double down next year.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is something that you have spent your time doing that you absolutely adore, like, and love during quarantine or in 2020 that you normally wouldn't do?
It's interesting you say that. It's the house thing. I've become interested in just my house. Like I've been trying to sell the house, and then I put it on the market for testing, and then I got the feedback from the people, and now I'm trying to do upgrades in the house. So just I think I'm getting into the real estate.
Okay.
You know, just trying to understand how it flows and just the process of it all. And it's interesting that I found out just through a tester on the market that real estate agents usually charge you like 5%.
Mm-hmm.
You can get them all the way down to 1% just by asking. Like, will you take your commission down? So it's just those things. I've been trying to just improve my business acumen when it comes to real estate, so that when things start to pick up, maybe I can use that as a secondary income. And I know that's probably what a lot of other people are doing. They're just finding their niche in their business side.
No, I get it.
You know. What about you?
You set the bar so high. I don't know. I think that maybe I wouldn't say that I wouldn't necessarily be doing, but I've been spending a lot of my focus on just my business and running like an Amazon business and selling on Amazon. I've been focusing on that a lot because there's a lot of value there, and it's really cool to really find like the vendors and the manufacturers that you want to work with, and then negotiating there, and then seeing like your product samples, and then actually launching the product and actually receiving the feedback from your like family, your friends, and just the overall support. I think that's probably been like the highlight of my 2020s. Just
you do have an awesome product. It is really cool.
And I'm just so excited about just like the support. You know, just I feel like you don't realize like how much people really love you and like want you to do good until it's like something like this where you actually see who have your back and are willing to just help you in any way. So yeah, so that's, and I think also I've been loving to see like other people their like businesses that they start. Like I know one of my friends started like a waist beads business.
Okay, I have seen those around.
Started crafting. Another of my friends started selling candles, sea moss. It's just like everyone
rise of the small business.
So, yeah, just
love it.
I love it, and it's amazing. And I love to see those things because I know that we're not all business owners, but we all have the ability to have ownership. So
of the services that we could provide to each other, definitely. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of funny stuff that has happened this year too. Okay. Like TikTok. I have fallen in love with TikTok.
Oh, I love TikTok.
I laugh my ass off at TikTok 24. So anytime
I actually spend way too much time on TikTok. Like I sometimes I'm like, why am I?
It is 60 seconds of sheer bliss every time you flip up.
It's so many, but it's like you literally can. The content that's on TikTok can be anything.
Right.
Like I like business content. I watch a lot of business content on TikTok, and I watch a lot of fashion content, and of course dancing. Like I just love to watch other people dance.
I love the trends, even if they're a little corny. There's like a couple of little dance trends that's on there that kids do, and they really put a lot of effort into it. These ball gowns, and there's these specific songs that they use in order to make their trend go viral. It's just really cool. I love the trends. I think I'm gonna put some together with the kids. But TikTok has definitely been a highlight.
Yeah, no, I love TikTok. What else for me? I feel like Instagram, the whatever, Facebook's whatever, it's the same. But I feel like a lot of people have been using their platform for good. To getting positive. They've been using it to get positive messages out, supporting people, and launching their businesses. I've seen so many new Instagram accounts, like business accounts,
and a lot of charities. There's this one thing that I see going on now where people are going viral just by being charitable. So for instance, I don't know, they go out and get something to eat and they tip the waitress $100. Or they get everyone on their Facebook or TikTok or Instagram to send them 50 cents.
Yeah.
And then
I actually saw
Good Samaritan acts.
where the delivery guy, he no, it was like the delivery guy was delivering something at a house, and the guy inside the house had these like little trivia questions on an envelope.
Mhm.
So just like it was like fun things like what's the capital of Florida? And if he got that right, then he would like open the envelope and it would be like a $50 bill in there.
Nice.
Or it would be like a $1 bill in there. So he like gave him like he pretty much got most of them except for like one.
Mhm.
And he still ended up giving him like the whole cash. It was so cool because he just started crying, and it was just really, really dope. And I just think that, I don't know, maybe 2020 is bringing out the best in people.
We're finding our humanity
Yeah.
through struggle.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So that's really dope to watch. I
That
like
is.
stuff like that. So
And I like it that we're paying attention to the people that are actually serving us the most, our front end people.
yeah. Healthcare workers,
Goodness. Girl, don't start. I was joking with someone the other day. I said, you can't sneeze, sniffle, cough. You can't do nothing these days. And everybody. I was on the phone with someone at work and I sneezed. And all I heard was, no, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. It's a sneeze. I still have dust allergies. There are still particles in the air. Not every cough, sniffle.
I know, and this was crazy. When like somebody passes away or something, they were like, they have COVID. Like,
True. That is the very first question.
Which is crazy because people there's so many other diseases.
And people don't die from COVID. They usually die from complications of having something else and then catching COVID.
Yeah.
So
I know there's that. So it's crazy.
But if you ever want someone to get out of your space,
just start sneezing.
Achoo!
They'll get gone.
But I do want to talk to you about this. In public, are you starting to see people get a little aggressive about the mask thing? I'm starting to see that. And the 6 feet. Certain people are starting to get more aggressive. Like, say for instance, I go in to get something from the grocery store and I'm standing in the line and I'm accidentally step 1 foot closer than the little blue circle.
No, I understand.
Excuse me.
I get it. Because
And I understand, but I have a mask on and I'm not crossing into your space. You know what I'm saying? But people are getting very.
Oh yeah, I've actually gotten out of a line because somebody was
I've done that
real
too.
close to me, or
I've
they're
done that
like
too.
coughing too much behind me. If you're like this, I hear you cough the first time, I look at it and I'm like, okay. Then you cough the second time, okay, I'm getting out the line because at this point, I feel paranoid and I just need
Even
to
with
go.
the mask on.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess
Yeah, masks don't kick
paranoid.
you. No, I don't
So-
think that's a bad thing. I'm not sure masks work.
But I just
so.
did it the one time. Like I was at the farmer's market. It was already too packed in there, so I was just like, let me just,
You go to the farmer's market too? I love the farmer's market.
I do too, but it's always so packed in there, and it's always
gotta go in
the
early.
lines are like so long.
You have to go early. Early on Saturday, I usually go in the morning, and they're usually not because they have halal.
So the whole mask thing, right? I actually don't like the mask. I'm not saying I wear the mask. I wear a mask when I go out. I also think that you should wear a mask when you go out. I don't like wearing masks because I feel like I am suffocating.
True, that is true.
Literally, I feel like as soon as I get in my car or wherever I'm going, I'm just like rip off the mask because I'm just like, I feel like I can't breathe. And I don't know if it's in my head or if it's just like,
I think that's real.
It's real uncomfortable.
No, that's real. That's
It doesn't
uncomfortable.
feel free. But while I'm at a store or wherever, I'm making sure I do make sure that I wear a mask because I want to protect myself and I want to protect others. But it is,
So how do people wear masks at gyms? How does that work?
I don't know how to do. I've never done.
I would have
that.
passed out.
I just was be like,
That's carbon monoxide poisoning.
people do it but I think that that's, I don't know, they're getting oxygen and whatever. But I know people used to do that back before COVID. The gym, they would just be doing.
Oh, I did see a few people.
So that's not
Right.
what you're talking about. You're talking about at the gym and then working out in this.
I'm talking about running while they have a COVID mask
I don't
on.
think that
I don't
people.
know.
So I think at the gym they encourage you to wear a mask, but you don't have to have a mask on at the gym.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, because everyone knows it's like it's a risk going to the gym. So if you see people without a mask, you can't be like, hey, I want to report this person.
Right, and I
it's
think
not
that,
like
and that's
so.
happening too here in Georgia. That's happening. I saw a lady got kicked out of a store yesterday for not having a mask on.
I mean,
They were like, "I'm sorry, it was T-Mobile." T-Mobile said, "Where's your mask?" And they were not nice. They said, "Where is your mask?" "Oh, I left it in the car. Go get it." That's how they said it.
I was at the mall. I was at Zara. I was checking out, and I went up to the cash register, and she was like, "Okay, can you step back for me?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sorry," I'm like stretching, give me my debit card. It was so weird.
They don't talk about customer service no more. It's like, take your COVID behind us.
Like, grabbing my bag, like, thank you. Like,
so we're gonna have those selfie sticks to just hand people stuff. 6 feet.
I understand why, I get it. So it wasn't.
I do too.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to whatever, but
I'm definitely an empathizer. Either way, if you're like really, really like, or if you're a person that's like, I empathize with you either way. For me, I have kids and I have too many people around me. I have to be safe 100%.
Yeah.
So I have to err on the side of caution, which I always do. So.
Yeah. No. The whole mask thing is interesting.
We're shading the person.
What I do love is the WNBA.
Okay.
Have you been watching and keeping up with that? How they've been just kind of like no bullshit when it comes to the whole police brutality.
Yeah, the protests. Yes, now they walked out.
Yeah, but the latest one with the 7 shots in the back.
Yes,
I saw that on bended knee, and they just had the 7 shots. It was just like
powerful. It's getting
very, 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 very powerful, because it's like, come on, are you guys kidding me? All these protests going on, everything that's been going on this year, and you still managed to find a way to shoot somebody in the back 7 times, paralyzing this man. At least and I'm so sorry. Like, I feel so bad for himself and his family, because he's in the worst predicament. He's like at his hospital bed with handcuffs on.
It's hard. It's sad. It's very. I don't know. I'm starting to get angry about this whole situation, because it just seems like, with us losing John Lewis this year, with everything that he put into his lifelong, with his lifelong quest to promote civil rights, and then it just seems like we thought George Floyd was going to be the catalyst.
Right.
It's almost like we're getting spit in our face again, and it's almost like a dare now. Oh, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all gonna raise a fit for like 3 months. We're gonna do it again, and then y'all may say something again for 6 months, and we're gonna do it again. And it's almost like insulting.
It's disgusting.
But it almost makes you fearful, because it's like, okay, well, what does it take for change then? Mm-hmm. Really? Like, you guys are pushing the topic to a point. It's like, what has to happen? And that's where I start to become afraid, because it's like, we have our people, we have our soldiers too, who are getting tired. Mm-hmm. Just like there was a young man right after the guy got shot 7 times in his back. There was a young man who showed up to a peaceful protest with an AK and started shooting people. And the cops laughed and joked around with him like it wasn't nothing. He shot somebody in the head. He killed 2 people and injured 1. Young man, a Trump rally supporter, just showed up and started shooting protesters, and the cops played with him afterwards and joked with him afterwards and gave him water.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's too antagonistic to not be on purpose. And that's why I'm scared for my children. I'm scared for the future, because in that aspect, we're going to have some type of civil change and uprising in order for this to change. And we're all going to have to bond together. Like, we can't stop this in individual groups. We can't stop this with Facebook movements and TikTok movements. We cannot stop this by news coverage. We're literally going to have to stop this by force. And what does that force look like? How do we define it? How do we make sure that we don't cross any lines and we keep our boundaries safe and our integrity intact while we're trying to fight to not be shot 7 times in the back? Right. To not let a teenager be able to carry an AK into a peaceful protest and gun down protesters and have the police just, he's on our side.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's hurtful. And that's my biggest what the 2020 that I really can't talk about too much because it's just all right. So what the 2020, I mean, thank you for taking the time to hang out with us and kind of talk about the things that we see this year that we saw. And
yeah, definitely just the weirdest things. The weirdest, this year is so weird, and it's actually weird in a lot of good ways, and it's weird and we're, I don't even know.
It's hard to kind of sum it up.
Yeah.
And while we're all trying to put it into words, you know.
It's like, what the 2020.
Definitely. But don't be afraid to talk about it because it's important to.
Yeah. And then definitely, you know, let us know how you guys are feeling. What's going on right now in your circle, in your community. What are you guys wearing masks? Do you hate masks? You love it? How are you working remote? Do you love working remote? Are you a business owner? Have you been unemployed this whole time?
How are you dealing with the movements that are happening around the world? Does that affect you? Does it not affect you?
Yeah. So again, thank you guys for watching. It's McMoTV, where talk is therapy.
It's always a pleasure having you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will definitely see you later. Bye.
If you're having a hard time hearing me, then you need to get checked because I'm sitting right next to you.
Possibly. Okay, let's go.
Different trivia questions like, what's the capital of Tallahassee or no, Florida? Tallahassee.
She gets frustrated so quick. She's so cute when she gets frustrated. She just stops and pauses.
Oh,
we got her back. So.
You know what I think we forgot to say? What? We talk this therapy. Did we say that in the beginning?
Nope. No, did not.
Nope. and then I'm like, why would you say? Y'all don't understand what I go through. We don't care what you wear.
No, you don't care because you love me. And I love you too. And people like you don't care because y'all love me. And I love y'all too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so